Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel if you are brand new. My name is Danielle and I'm a full-time reseller on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. Today is Wednesday, so I am back for another What Sold Wednesday video. And if you don't know exactly what that means, this is just a video I release every Wednesday. I go through all my sales from the previous week and talk about them more in depth, talk about what sold, what platform it sold on, how much it sold for, how much I paid for it, and how long it took to sell. So if you're interested in seeing my sales from last week, go ahead and keep watching. And let's jump right in. All right, let's go ahead and jump into these sales. I will say that if you hear breathing or noises, interesting noises, my dog, you just saw his nose. He is literally right here. He will not leave. He, I guess, would like to be a guest star in the video. So if you hear breathing or noises, it's him. Try to ignore it. Try to get him to leave, but he's just here. He brought his toy as well. So he'll be here for the video, but let's go ahead and get started. These sales are going to be from January 16th to January 22nd, starting with January 16th, of course. The first one I made was a Poshmark sale. This was an Everlane women's Perform tank top in black in a size small. This sold for $20 with a Poshmark fee of $4, and then I was left with $16. This tank top is from a flip lot, and it took about 2.5 months to sell. I did want more for this, and I thought I would get more for this, but there was a bunch of other stuff in this lot that I wanted, and that's the reason why I got it. This was like probably the worst thing in the box, which it was still good, but it obviously didn't make a huge profit. I'm still okay with it. It still didn't take super long time to sell, so I'm fine with it, and it added to the profit of that whole flip lot, which is kind of how I try to look at flip lots, but I am still happy with it, and Everlane is one of my favorite brands to sell ever. Tank tops just aren't really a super profitable item to begin with, but it still did sell fairly quickly. And the second and last sale on January 16th was a pair of Joseph Siebel women's black slip-on, like zip-up shoes. These were to size 6.5, and they sold for $45 with a Poshmark fee of $9, and then I was left with $36. These are once again from a flip lot, and they took about 1.5 months to sell. Joseph Siebel is a brand that has been selling extremely well for me on every single platform. It sells on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay on all of them, and this specific pair of shoes sold really quickly and for a great amount. These actually did sell outright, so I listed them at $45 and they ended up selling for $45, so super happy with this sale, and they had a really great profit. And moving on to January 17th, the first one I made was a Poshmark sale. This was a pair of Paige women's Hoxton ankle skinny jeans in a size 28. These sold for $32 with a Poshmark fee of $6.40, and then I offered a shipping discount of $1.50, and then I was left with $24.10. These are also from a flip lot, and they took about 2 months to sell, so these also sold extremely fast. Paige jeans have, I don't know, I've kind of fluctuated with them. Sometimes they sell super fast and sometimes they take forever. These ended up selling very quickly, obviously through an offer. They were listed at $40 originally. Obviously I did want more for these because I had them listed for more, but $32 was still extremely reasonable for these jeans, and I'm still super happy with the sale. And next was another Poshmark sale. This was by the brand Nike, and it was a pair of Brandon with Tag Power Racer cropped running leggings in a size medium. These leggings are from a flip lot, and they took about 4 months to sell, which it's not a terrible time frame, but this is definitely on like the lower end of flip sales that I like to have, just like the first sale we talked about in this video. I typically like to make flip sales that are 30 and up, and then 30 and under are kind of like, I don't love to make those just because there's not a lot of profit to be made, but there still was a small profit with these, and I'm glad they sold in a fairly good time frame, so I really can't be mad at the sale. And the last sale on January 17th was another Poshmark sale. This is by the brand Cole, and it was a pair of women's splash roll-up pants in like an olive green. They were in a size 14, and they sold for $32 with a Poshmark fee of $6.40, and then a shipping discount of $1.50, and I was left with $24.10. These are again from a flip lot, and they took 2.5 months to sell. They sold really fast. I really enjoy selling these Cole Splash roll-up pants. They typically sell really fast and for a great amount for me. Most other Cole items don't really do that great for me. These pants and their pants in general do the best. So I'm happy with the sale. They sold really fast, and they had a pretty good profit. And moving on to January 18th, I only made one little lonesome sale this day, but it was a Poshmark sale. This is by the brand Asics, and it was a pair of Branded with Tag men's extra wide gel comfort sneakers in a size 9.5. These sold for $42 with a Poshmark fee of $8.40, and then I was left with $33.60. These I got these from Retail Arbitrage, which I never ever do, but I happened to see these and went ahead and grabbed them for $4.25, and they took 3 months to sell. So great profit, great time frame. Everything about the sale was amazing. I do enjoy selling Asics. They sell pretty well for me and for a good amount typically, so I'm super happy with this sale. And moving on to January 19th, the first sale I made was an eBay sale. This is a pair of Adriana Goldschmied women's The Bow, I want to say, slouchy skinny cropped jeans. These sold for $40, and they are from a flip lot, and they took 1 day to sell. I want to say I had these listed at $45, and the offer was, I think, below $40, and my counter was $40, so they ended up accepting that offer. And I don't remember the fee or anything on these just because I didn't write it down, and eBay is just very strange, and I'm still getting used to it. But I'm super happy with this sale, and it had such a great profit for myself and my client. And the next sale on January 19th was another Poshmark sale. These were a pair of women's hiking leather boots in a size 7, and they sold for $50 with a Poshmark fee of $10, and then I was left with $40. These are from a flip lot, and they took almost 3 months to sell, so they sold right before I would have to extend the time frame, which is great. I love when things sell before I have to relist and extend and all that stuff. So super happy with the sale, and they sold for a really great amount. I want to say these sold outright. I think I had them listed at $50, but I don't remember all the way, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So super happy with this, and of course they had a really great profit. And the last sale on January 19th was another Poshmark sale. It was a pair of Lululemon Wonder Under leggings in a size 4, and they did have like a pattern to them, and I think they were like blue. These sold for $40 with a Poshmark fee of $8, and then I was left with $32. These leggings are from a flip buyout, which means the lot either ended or it got extended a couple times and some stuff didn't sell, and I actually ended up just like purchasing everything from them. So I actually bought these for $5 through that flip buyout, and it took 5 months to sell, so they didn't take a super long time after I bought them out, and they still had a really great profit. These have actually been sitting for a little bit, and I really thought they were not going to sell for a good amount because I kept getting really low offers, but I held out and knew I could get probably at least 40, so went ahead, held out, and I did get 40, so I'm really happy with this sale, and it had a good profit. And then moving to January 20th, I made one sale this day, and it was a Mercari sale. This was an Eileen Fisher women's blue 100% linen crew neck tee, and it sold for $29 with a selling fee of $2.90 and a processing fee of $1.14, and then I was left with $24.96. This top is from a flip lot, and it took about 2 months to sell. Obviously, again, this is something that sold for a little less than I wanted it to, but it was on Mercari. And with Mercari, I do make a little more on items just because the fees are not as much as Poshmark, so I do take a little bit lower of offers there. But this still did have an okay profit for myself and my client, and it sold extremely fast, so I'm happy with it. And moving on to January 21st, the first sale I made was a Poshmark sale. This is by the brand Hunter, and it was a pair of women's original tall gloss rain boots in a size 10. These sold for $68 with a Poshmark fee of $13.60, and then I was left with $54.40. These are from a flip lot. Once again, I had mainly flip sales this last week, but these took a little over 1 week to sell. These sold extremely quickly. I did have them listed at $80, and $68 is definitely like a little bit lower than I would typically accept, but sales were very slow last week, and so I just wanted to move some stuff to get it going a little bit, and $68 was not a terribly reasonable offer, so I went ahead and accepted, and it was still pretty on par with like what I've sold them for in the past and comps and everything, so still happy with it, and this sale had a really great profit for myself and my client. And the second and last sale on January 21st was a Mercari sale. This is by the brand All Saints, and it was a Branded with Tag women's Rita oversized tee in black. This sold for $56 with a selling fee of $5.60 and a processing fee of $1.92, and I was left with $48.48. This top is once again from my flip lot, and it took 1 month to sell. Sold very quickly. I want to say I had this listed at, I want to say maybe 70-ish, and me and this person went back and forth a couple times, and like I said, sales were slow. This offer was here. I went ahead and accepted. It was still reasonable, and I was still happy taking it, and of course I still made a really good profit, of course, because it's on Mercari, and Mercari does have less fees, like I said before. So really happy with this sale, and myself and my client once again had a really good profit. And moving on to January 22nd, the first sale I made was a Poshmark sale. This is a pair of Sorel brand new without tag women's Lola 2 cutout black booties in a size 11. These sold for $65 with a Poshmark fee of $13, and then I was left with $52. These are from a flip lot once again, and these took 3 days to sell. These sold extremely fast, and Sorel is by far one of my favorite shoe brands to sell ever. It sells so fast and for such good amount every single time that it just sells well. So I think I had these listed at probably $70 originally, and I think I received kind of a low offer, and my counter was $65, and they went ahead and accepted, which I did not expect at all. Typically when people offer you something and you only offer like 5 under, they typically counter something, which I wasn't opposed to selling them for a little less, but I really did want 65 or 70 for them. So it all kind of worked out in the end, and myself and my client had a really great profit from the sale. And the second and last sale on January 22nd and of last week was another Poshmark sale, and this is by the brand Liz Claiborne. This is a pair of women's just like red heels in a size 10. These sold for $16 with a Poshmark fee of $3.20, and then I was left with $12.80. I have to say, I have no idea where these shoes came from. They've been listed, they've been hanging out in my shoe closet. I have no idea when I got them, where I got them, how much I paid. And so when I received a $16 offer, I said, great, because I have no idea where these came from. Usually I know like where my items come from and how long it took to sell, but with this piece, I honestly had no clue whatsoever. So I'm happy with it, I guess, and I mean, I don't know if I made a profit or not, but I'm happy they're gone and they're sold, and I don't have to look at them and wonder where they came from anymore. Alright, you guys, that is it for this week's What's So Wednesday video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I know that it was very short, and it was very just like, there wasn't a lot of good sales. I just had a very kind of meh sales week last week. I also hope my dog in the background didn't distract too much and wasn't super annoying. He refused to leave, and then he finally left, but then he came back. So you probably heard him breathing and everything else. So I hope it wasn't too distracting. But like always, make sure to let me know what your favorite sale was down below. Looking at my sales sheet, I want to say that my favorite sale was maybe the A6 men's shoes, just because it was like a retail arbitrage sale and it had just a really good profit on it. But let me know what y'all's was down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit that bell notification to be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again next week. Hi, you're back. Hello. Are you saying bye? All right. Goodbye.